Well, last night I went to bed with probably the worst news I have ever heard in my entire life. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Our young, up and coming star, future Hall of Famer, GOAT wide receiver, N'Keal Harry wants out. Now, as a tribute, here is a highlight video of his best plays here, just all of his great plays with the New England Patriots so far in his young, very, very great career.
You want to see me do it again?
All right, guys. All right, settle down now.
Look at this. Come on. Look at Belichick. He can't even hold it back.
All right. All jokes aside, let's move on with the real video. I just had to do that, guys. I could not resist. N'Keal Harry has formally requested a trade away from the Patriots, which is kind of interesting news because we've heard from minicamp that he has been putting in a lot of work to losing weight, trying to gain a little bit of some quickness, maybe to improve his speed and route running, which are the two things that really have been lacking in his career. He is good at the, just go up and get it type of throws, but he's not going to get a lot of those because he's not good enough at it to where that can be his only skill set. And I mean, at least for him to be a really good wide receiver, he would need more than just that. So I do respect that he has been trying to improve the route running and speed because I think that's the ingredients that are needed in order for him to maybe try to turn this around, because it's really just been a disappointment so far his career with the Patriots. I mean, he's got to turn things around really, really fast in order for his career to be considered anything even close to a success, considering he was a first-round pick. Now, his rookie year, he had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So already, I mean, that is really low. You don't expect to get 1,000 yards from your rookie wide receiver, but really, I mean, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, that is just a big disappointment. Now, he did have 300 yards and 2 touchdowns last season in his sophomore season, but that comes on basically 3 times the amount of receptions and about more than double the amount of targets. So it makes sense that he would have that many yards. He had a total of 81 targets with his career with the Patriots and 400 yards, and then a total of 4 touchdowns throughout his 2 years with the New England Patriots. This is just not like a first-round wide receiver at all. I mean, he struggled with injury as well, so there's just many different things going on that are just disappointing in general. His biggest issue has been separation, because a lot of people, and even his agent, tried to claim that it's the targets that are the problem, but when you're not getting any separation, why would you get more targets? We're not going to tell our quarterbacks to throw it right into tight coverage every single time, not more than 81 times. His separation was so bad. Out of the 100 top wide receivers in the NFL, which is basically every single team's top 3 wide receivers on their team, he was 99th out of 100 in separation. 99th out of 100. That is so god-awful that, I mean, for a first-round wide receiver, guys, this is not just some guy. This is somebody that we spent our best pick on that year, and this is the results we get. And it really just feels like the agent, in a way, he's coming from like a very passive but yet aggressive way. Like, he's trying to say, like, we both are disappointed. Both the team and N'Keal Harry have been disappointed by the amount of targets. But also, just by mentioning that the targets are the problem, he's kind of blaming the team and the quarterback, in my opinion, which I really just don't feel like that's the problem. I feel like the problem is the separation. And I do feel like he has worked on it, and I feel like that's going to be the main focus for him throughout, training camp, wherever he goes. I feel like he is going to be focused on gaining speed, gaining quickness, so that route running can maybe just improve. Because, I mean, look at the guy. He looks like he could be good at football. I think he can be. But the problem is he just can't get that separation. And that has plagued him throughout his entire career so far. So quickly, let's talk about what compensation could look like. And obviously, there's basically 2 options. We can get a player or multiple, or picks or multiple, or something in between, picks and players. I think the value we can get out of a trade for N'Keal Harry, I mean, every team knows he wants out now, so that kind of lowers the value a little bit. We don't really have a choice to trade him or not. We need to trade him, so that's going to lower the compensation a little bit. I think as far as draft picks are concerned, I think the best we could hope for a draft pick would be a 5th-round pick. I think that would be amazing to get a 5th-round pick for him so far, just based on results. I would expect more like a 6th or 7th round pick by itself. maybe not even this upcoming draft, but the next one after it, which is obviously a little bit less valuable. I think that's the compensation we could expect for a trade. I could also see us trading and trying to get a player. I think we could get a little bit more value there because we could try to trade for a player that's not working in their current system but could work in our system. So that would be a little bit of a way to leverage more value from a trade. And also, I could see us trading for perhaps a player and a seventh. That could happen as well. But that's where the expectations should be, guys. I know every time there's a situation like this, a lot of people are like, we should get a second round pick for N'Keal Harry. Yeah, I wish, but it's not going to happen. Nothing close to that. That's not how it works. You know, for a player like this, if he was getting 1,000 yards, I mean, maybe we could get a second or first round pick for a player that's getting, young, getting 1,000 yards per season, multiple touchdowns, but that is nowhere near the case so far at all. And we can expect minimal value. But again, I would prefer a player because we could get a Kyle Van Noy type situation where it's a player that's they're struggling with their current team, but could be developed into a player with a lot more promise with us here over on our team. And I think that's the best case scenario at this point. So anyway, guys, that's all my thoughts on this current situation. I do expect he will be traded probably within the next week or two because he wants to get traded before training camp, which makes sense. He wants to have as much time with his new team as possible. That only makes sense at this point. So let me know what your thoughts are. What do you agree with? What do you not agree with what I had to say? Also, what do you think the compensation could look like for us? And what kind of player, if we traded for a player, what position would you like to see us go and get? Maybe even name a player that you think would be a great player to try to trade for. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Be sure to destroy the like button as that helps the YouTube algorithm out so much as I'm trying to grow this young channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below, maybe answering those questions I asked a moment ago, because that also helps that algorithm out as well. Outside of that, be sure to subscribe if you like the Patriots or my videos, or literally for any reason you can come up with, just subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.